Don't tell your daughter she's ugly.
Ugly. Unattractive. Ill-favored. Plain.
Unruly. Grotesque.
Unpossessing. Unsightly. Displeasing. Frightful. Awful. Ghostly. Gruesome. Grisly. Unpleasant.
You get the point. If the word ugly didn't exist, and there are no ugly people, why are there so many synonyms to describe this ugly word? Ugly, defined as unpleasant or repulsive, especially in appearance.
Hello, my name is Christine, and today I'll be responding to the question, do you tell your daughter she is ugly? It is unfortunate, but we live in a world of first impressions. First impressions do make a difference. I honestly don't believe there's anyone that's really ugly. They're just ill-groomed. Make sure your child looks presentable. Encourage them to have good personal hygiene skills like taking a shower, wearing deodorant, and brushing their hair. So if they smell good, people tend to like them more or approach them more.
Compliment them on their personality. Compliment them on the jokes they tell.
But don't ignore their looks entirely.
To say the least, people are obsessed with looks. Look at me now. Put my makeup on just to go on a camera.
That's why Instagram is so popular, or TikTok.
So don't lie to your kid. Don't tell them there's no such thing as ugly, because someone might say it to them.
Sure, they're aware that not everyone will find them good looking, and that's okay. Some people find you pretty, some people won't. As long as you find yourself pretty. Everybody has a pretty feature. I don't care, no matter what you believe, you have a pretty feature. Everyone has something that is so pretty about them. It could be their soul, it could be their voice if they can sing. And hey, I'd be jealous of you if you can, because I sound like nails getting scratched.
There are some very overt or direct ways to say you're ugly, which is verbal taunts. However, there's a more silent version where people, maybe they don't open the door for you, or they don't help you, or they compliment, for example, your sister, your friend. They don't compliment you. These are things everyone is aware of, especially kids. So don't lie to your kid. Tell them the ugly truth. Sadly, if you search on Google, you'll be astonished by the amount of results of people asking, is my daughter ugly? Or is it okay to think that my child is ugly? Clearly, many women are obsessed with asking if their daughters are pretty or not, and if it's okay that they don't find their daughters pretty. On the other hand, bystanders like friends, family members, strangers are wondering if parents of ugly children know they are ugly. Anonymous strangers asking this online. It seems that strangers are insisting to tell someone if their child is ugly or not. Take Kim Kardashian, for example, or one of the many Kardashian sisters. People you see in the comment sections are always insisting on comparing the children, or saying Chicago is the prettiest, or Dream is the prettiest because she's the real Kardashian. So clearly strangers want to categorize us. They want to put us in this box of pretty or unpretty. So this leaves us here in this awkward, messy situation. If you listen to the podcast literally titled, it's on YouTube if you want to check it out, Do You Tell Your Daughter She's Ugly? It's mostly filled with misogynistic jokes, but that's what they say. They claim that, we're for comedy, so fair enough. But it also touches upon an interesting topic, which is false realities or delusions. They just stayed repeating this concept of there's girls, they think they're 10s when they're 4s, and maybe their parents should have been more honest with them. That's why they never link up or give chances to the people who are within their own rating range, whatever that is. And people inevitably believe that they are prettier than they are. Now, for an adult, a fully functioning adult, right? They reach the age of 30 and they think they're gorgeous. Okay, maybe to you, they're not a 10 out of 10, but in their mind, they think they're a 10 out of 10. You know what? Fair enough. There's no harm in this, since it has been created over years and years of memories. So this schema of I am pretty is in their head. So I don't think there's really a reason to destroy it. But for a child who's told that they are pretty every day, to meet for the first time someone who tells them, you're ugly, is a moment they will never forget. They touched upon this where they said, yeah, but you'll never really see your daughter as ugly. a parent always thinks their kid is pretty. None of these people are fathers, so you need to bear this in mind. I think a lot of their opinions have changed when they become fathers. They even say that. One comment that really resonated with me actually was, I don't know if I would love my daughter less because she is ugly. The reason this one really stuck in my head is because I always, for some reason, ask my parents, would you love me less if I was uglier? And their response, is like, you're pretty. If I'm pretty and your dad's pretty, how could you end up ugly? If someone in your family, for instance, has something very pronounced in their looks that would make people, like, while walking the street, look twice, then maybe we shouldn't emphasize their looks. Actually, many psychology resources suggest that you shouldn't tell your child they're pretty at all. Even if they are pretty, you shouldn't tell them they are pretty. Then they'll start placing value into their looks. So their schema of their self-worth will be based on looks, which is very temporary, right? Looks can change as you get older. At some point, I think everyone will be faced with people who will likely fawn on them, and people say, you're not my type. I'll take myself for an example, right? I know there are some people who would think, oh, okay, she's cute, while others, I know I'm just not their type, and to them I'd be like probably very ugly, but this girl's too short. We have to all accept the fact that not everyone will find us pretty, right? And to some, maybe we are ugly. So from there, what we need to do is teach our daughters and our sons,
So we need to prepare them to be able to deal with it. If someone tells you, oh, you're ugly,
That is your opinion. But I know me. I know I'm pretty to me. I'm pretty to my family. I'm pretty to my friends, right? So there is strength in knowing your own skills. Prettier people are treated better, according to cross-cultural studies that have been repeated over the years.
So, what do? Do we tell our daughters they are ugly?
No, we do not. That is mean. That is toxic.
Each person is either pretty or ugly to someone. You can be rated a 5 or an 8. Okay, there are models, of course, who are 10s.
There is tough love, but this borders on emotional abuse. Let's say your child is ugly, and they will hear it in the playground. They don't need to hear it at home too. But we shouldn't lie and tell our child they're the most gorgeous person even when they're not.
Don't lie about someone's skills. So if someone can't sing, we won't tell them they can sing, right? Because that will just put them up for failure, for embarrassment. Everyone is good at something. Everyone has a good trait. Maybe it's beautiful eyes, a beautiful hair, or beautiful lips, whatever it is. You take that and you magnify it. You keep on complimenting and complimenting and complimenting them so that they know, even if, okay, I may be lacking in certain traits, that thing in me is beautiful. So, do I agree with saying not telling your kids you're beautiful? Actually, no, I don't. Because I remember, even when I was younger, I went through one of those phases where I didn't brush my hair for 6 months, so my hair looked like I had a living hamster rolling around. And there, in my free time, I would literally get a ruler and try to undo the knots. But still, my dad complimented me. I had confidence in just being me as being his daughter, So I didn't care if I looked maybe not as pretty, or if I didn't jump as high or didn't do as well on math. Maybe is it ego? Is it narcissism? I don't know. So yes, compliment your daughters. Tell them they are beautiful. Tell them they are great. But in things they actually are great at, in things they're actually good at, so that the world doesn't shock them.
The question really addressed this to daughters because I titled it like that, because that was what the podcast was, and for some reason people seem to be more interested in seeing if their daughters are ugly rather than their sons, just due to, the schema of a girl needs to be pretty. But I don't think we need to leave out guys from the conversation, because men, just like women, they also want to get attractive, right? That's why they do their teeth. They get braces done, they fix their beards if they have one. Even like male anorexia, it's not talked about much, but it does exist. Clearly, men also care about their looks. So this is a conversation I think we have to give both our daughters and our sons.
Thank you for watching. Bye!